Heat affects the alcohol, and it also affects, like, everybody gets a little bit more comfortable and loose. Builds up a nice little sweat.
That just sounds disgusting. What are you doing?
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the gossip surrounding public figures that was proven correct.
You tell yourself that you didn't know for sure, and you never really saw anything, but that's just all rationalization.
Number 30, Katy Perry collected celebrity hair. Alright, this one is straight up unusual. Katy Perry was always rumored to do odd things, but this is strange even for her. The word on the street was that Katy collected hair from her fellow celebrity BFFs. Well, as weird as this seemed to be, the rumor turned out to actually be true, and it was confirmed by Katy herself. She said that she got to share a dressing room with Miley Cyrus and Taylor Swift one day, and just casually asked each of them for a lock of their hair.
You did this to me. You cut my hair.
They agreed, and then, according to Katy, she even put little bows on the locks and put them in her purse. Number 29, Anthony Ramos and Jasminecus Jones split. On November 29, 2021, rumors of Anthony Ramos stepping out on his fiancée started to spread. Why? Because of a TikTok video that claimed he was spotted at a club with another woman.
Tell me how this ain't no relationship.
To top it off, the video included proof of the pair, although it seemed unclear whether it was actually them. No one was sure whether these were just TikTok rumors or rooted in truth. Regardless, soon afterwards, a source claimed to US Weekly that Anthony Ramos and Jasminecus Jones called it quits way before Anthony was spotted, and confirmed that the split rumors were indeed correct. Number 28, Arnold Schwarzenegger's illegitimate child with his maid.
People are concerned that this state is going to go off the cliff.
Around the time Schwarzenegger left office as governor of California in 2011, there were reports that he had an affair with his longtime housekeeper, Mildred Patricia Baena, and even fathered a son, Joseph, who bore a striking resemblance to the action star.
She was reportedly pregnant about 13 or 14 years ago. That's according to the New York Times, and that's the same time that Maria Shriver was pregnant with the couple's youngest child.
These rumors were later confirmed by Schwarzenegger himself, and it was also discovered that he secretly gave money to his maid to support his son.
Disaster situation that I've created, and it's the worst thing that I've ever done.
Prior to these revelations coming out in May 2011, Schwarzenegger separated from his wife Maria Shriver, and Shriver later filed for divorce in July.
I really feel like I'm to blame for it. It was me that screwed up.
Number 27, Little Mix breakup. This is a shout out to our fave girl band ever. Little Mix breakup rumors were alive and well long before 2021. But then, Jessie Nelson decided to split from the group, and Leanne and Perry announced their pregnancies. And everyone started to get anxious. The girls ended up addressing their fans, saying they would still be going until at least 2031. However, just not long after, they announced that they were taking a hiatus. And in true girl and boy band fashion, we all know that this means they've pretty much parted ways. Fans were absolutely devastated, but many believe, or hope, that the girls will eventually reunite. Number 26, Ben Affleck and His Nanny.
Ben Affleck married Jennifer Garner, but you married a bartender with a kid. These are facts.
Just a month after splitting from Jennifer Garner, Ben Affleck was rumored to be in a relationship with his children's nanny. Of course, this sparked further rumors of cheating after the nanny was fired from her job. The tabloids referred to it as Nannygate. No one was able to confirm whether those rumors were true or not until Jennifer herself revealed that Ben did actually date his nanny. However, she clarified that she and Affleck were separated before she heard about the two dating, and Ben's relationship with the nanny had nothing to do with the divorce. Jen did, however, say it was bad judgment on Ben's part. Agreed. Number 25. Lorde had a secret onion rings review Insta. In 2017, the internet was full of rumors about a certain Instagram account called Onion Rings Worldwide. Many suspected that it belonged to Lorde, but no one was able to confirm for sure. After all, how random and awesome would it be if a celebrity had a secret account that reviews deep-fried food?
Did you order onion rings? Oh, God.
You know what I'm talking?
But when Lorde stopped by The Tonight Show, she finally confessed she loves onion rings, and that's when Jimmy Fallon asked the question. She finally admitted that she was the one behind the secret account.
That I was going to different places and trying the onion rings at each of those places.
It is you?
Oh, God, it's me.
Unfortunately, she seemed to have stopped posting after she was outed, but we certainly hope this didn't stop her love for onion rings.
People are going to be throwing onion rings at me on tour, and it's going to turn into a whole thing.
No, I know what you mean. Yeah, don't do that. No, that absolutely.
It was fun for like 5 seconds, but I'm still going to, keep eating onion rings.
Number 24. Cass Elliot and Keith Moon died in the same apartment. While their paths may never have crossed, Cass Elliot and Keith Moon shared more similarities than they could imagine. Not only were they members of music groups, but they both met their untimely demise at age 32.
My friend called me to say that Cass Elliot passed away in her sleep. I was stunned.
Even weirder, this reportedly happened in the same apartment, only 4 years apart.
They announced the death of Keith Moon, who died from a drug overdose.
The Mayfair London flat belonged to Harry Nielsen, a singer-songwriter mutual friend of theirs who was mostly on the road and rented it out to his musician pals. Elliot died there on July 29, 1974, while in London for a concert. 4 years later, Moon moved into the apartment, where he also passed away from a substance overdose. Unsurprisingly, Nielsen moved out of the flat and sold it off.
Of course it's sad, when somebody that huge, that bombastic, that alive is no longer on the planet.
Number 23. Tiger Woods' infidelity. Tiger Woods' cheating scandal became international news in 2009, but before then, these were nothing but rumors, as both Tiger and his wife Elin Nordegren refused to speak about the issue. Elin allegedly chased him out of the house with a golf club after she found out about the affair on Thanksgiving night after snooping through his phone.
His car first hit a fire hydrant, then a tree.
A few weeks later, Tiger confessed.
I have let you down. I have let down my fans.
Afterwards, many women came forward and claimed to have been involved with Woods while he was still married to Elin. Tiger confessed to serial infidelity, and the scandal took a huge toll on his public reputation.
I owe a lot of people an apology. I hurt a lot of people, not just my wife, my friends, my colleagues, the public.
Number 22. The Brangelina affair broke up Jennifer Aniston's marriage to Brad Pitt.
So that's settled then, yeah?
Okay.
Shortly after the filming of Mr. and Mrs. Smith, Jennifer Aniston separated from Brad Pitt in January 2005 and filed for divorce in March. 1 month later, the media reported Pitt was dating Mr. and Mrs. Smith co-star Angelina Jolie, leading the public to believe an affair between the two actors broke up Aniston's marriage.
Chance to poke around the engine.
For years, Brad denied having an affair with Angelina during production, though Pitt admitted in a 2008 interview that he fell in love with her while they were making the film. However, one of their bodyguards told Us Weekly in 2016 that the two of them fooled around while on set. Number 21. Jamie Foxx and Katie Holmes' relationship. We now know Jamie Foxx and Katie Holmes had a super secret romance that dated back to 2013. However, it was originally all hearsay, as no one could really confirm whether the two were actually together or not.
This is the photo which reignited those rumors. Taken right here in the studio, Jamie and Katie appear to hold hands.
They denied that they were dating for years while rumors ran rampant. They were spotted several times, but mostly kept their relationship private. In fact, they were secretive right until they announced their breakup in 2019.
Some knucklehead who was here
with the
fam
phone.
Cam, you know what I'm saying? And I guess they tried to get money from it or whatever. I said, but I mean, like I said, it's amazing what people will do to sell you out.
Since then, Katie has been spotted moving on while Jamie's love life remains a question mark, though it appears he's keen on staying a bachelor. Number 20. The feud between Sarah Jessica Parker and Kim Cattrall was real. It's heartbreaking when you hear reports that the cast of your favorite show actually didn't get along on set.
You never really got on.
We've never been friends. We've been colleagues.
Rumors of the feud between Sarah Jessica Parker and Kim Cattrall were running rampant for years. However, they were finally confirmed in 2018 when Kim addressed Sarah publicly after Parker reached out when Cattrall's brother passed away. Kim posted on Instagram saying she doesn't need Sarah's love and support. She warned Sarah to stop exploiting the tragedy and claimed she was only doing so in order to restore her nice girl persona.
Am I right? Not getting involved. I'm with her. You know what? I don't need this.
It was pretty clear that the behind the scenes of Sex and the City were full of drama.
I don't know, I found it very upsetting because that's not the way I recall our experience.
Number 19, Drew Barrymore's wild childhood. Who doesn't love Drew Barrymore? She's had a decades-long career in Hollywood since her first film E.T. at age 7. But in the 80s and 90s, rumors swirled about her being the ultimate wild child. Drew published her memoir, Wildflower, in 2016, confirming many of the rumors. These included attending Hollywood parties with people triple her age, going to Studio 54 when she was only 9, and being addicted to substances by 12.
Not very normal to see a 9-year-old at a big Hollywood party drinking.
She even did a few stints in rehab as a teenager. Thankfully, Drew has cleaned up her act and her image over the years. She's now sober, hosts a daytime talk show, and recently launched her own magazine.
When I finally let go of that, it made me realize that I was capable of great change that I totally rebelled about. I was like, I will master this toxic behavior of mine.
We're rooting for you, Drew. Number 18, Ozzy Osbourne and the Ants. Heavy metal icon Ozzy Osbourne has admittedly done a lot of outrageous things throughout his long, storied career, but this one takes things to a new level of extreme.
Bark at the moon.
While on his Bark at the Moon tour in 1984, Osborne stopped over at a Florida hotel alongside opening act Motley Crue. The story goes that on one particular afternoon, the former Black Sabbath frontman took a straw and snorted a line of ants with it. While this may horrify the average person, it probably won't be much of a surprise to anyone familiar with Osborne's antics. The rumor was confirmed in the band's autobiography, The Dirt, and depicted in the same titled Netflix film.
You think you're ready for that, man? Do ya? Huh? You think you're ready for that?
Number 17. Charles Manson wrote a song for the Beach Boys. Before he founded and led the infamous Manson family cult, Charles Manson was a struggling musician hoping for his big break.
Manson went to Los Angeles for no purpose other than to become a rock and roll star.
After leaving prison in the late 1960s, Manson made the acquaintance of the Beach Boys drummer Dennis Wilson, who hoped to sign him to a recording contract. Although that never came to fruition, Manson actually wrote a song titled Cease to Exist for the band. The lyrics were eventually reworked and released in 1968 as Never Learn Not to Love. This served as the B-side to their moderately successful single, Bluebirds Over the Mountain.
The initial idea may have been Charles's, but he had given it to Dennis and been compensated for it. And the Beach Boys were taking it and embellishing it, as they do, and making it their own.
In the end, Manson received no writing credit for the song, and a little over 2 years later, he was convicted of the Tate and LaBianca murders. Number 16. Kiss inject their blood into comic books. In the 1970s, New York band Kiss took rock music by storm. The original four-man lineup was known for their signature white and black makeup and comic book-style costumes.
I wanna give it all to you.
In 1977, at the height of their popularity, the group teamed up with Marvel's Stan Lee to create a series of Kiss comic books. Seemingly as a marketing ploy, each member of the band was reported to have drawn a bit of their blood, which was then mixed in with the printing ink for the comics. Turns out this was in fact true, as confirmed by Kiss founding member Paul Stanley and Lee himself.
I said, you guys are out of your mind. He said, no, it's great. It'll get a lot of publicity.
If that's not the most shock rock-esque thing to ever happen in the comic book universe, we don't know what is. Number 15, Charlie Sheen solicited sex workers.
You know there are a lot of rumors out there right now, and you would like to address them head on, so I'll give it to you.
Believe it or not, there was a time when Charlie Sheen wasn't known for overindulging himself with sex and drugs. But when Hollywood madam Heidi Fleiss was investigated by the feds on charges of tax evasion and money laundering, she was thought to have had a black book full of clients whom she'd provided with sex workers, including Charlie Sheen.
In and around this perplexing and difficult time, I dazedly chose or hired the companionship of unsavory and insipid types.
At first, Sheen had denied it, but then his name was found on checks made out to Fleiss.
And with a cell phone, took an image of your antiretroviral medication.
That is correct, yeah.
And then threatened to sell that image to the tabloids.
Yes.
Sheen was later called on to testify at Fleiss's trial, where he admitted to spending $50,000 over a 2-year period.
You kept bringing these unsavory types,
which is my part,
to your house.
Which is my part, absolutely.
And why?
Yeah.
Why would you make the same mistake over and over again?
Because I was so depressed by the condition that I was in.
Number 14, Ellen DeGeneres is gay.
I think I've realized that I can't even say the word.
For the 4th season of her successful 90s sitcom Ellen DeGeneres had something special planned. During a special 2-part episode called the Puppy Episode, Ellen's character was going to come out as a lesbian.
Why can't I just say the truth? Be who I am. I'm 35 years old. I'm so afraid to tell people. Susan, I'm gay.
Leading up to the episode, the media began to ask questions as to whether Ellen herself was gay.
Did you expect it to turn into all of this?
No. I knew that it would be big, but I had no idea that it would be this big.
At first, Ellen played it coy when pressed on the subject, but a couple of weeks before the Puppy episode aired in April 1997, Ellen gave a definitive answer when she told Time magazine that, yep, she was gay.
It was more important for me to live my life honestly and to be proud of who I am than my fame. And ironically, as soon as I was honest, I became more famous.
Number 13, Taylor Swift and Jake Gyllenhaal's Entanglement. Okay, Swifties, this one's for you. Before Taylor released the 10-minute version of her popular song All Too Well, Swift fans had their own theories about who this song was about.
Your sweet disposition, my wide-eyed gaze, we're singing in the car.
While Taylor and Jake were in a relationship, neither of them spoke publicly about their dating life or their breakup. Well, that is until the 10-minute version was released, and Swifties got to hear exactly what happened in their short-lived romance.
You just treated me differently.
What do you mean I treated you differently?
You didn't even look at me once!
And it's safe to say that we all had a collective breakdown when the "I'll get older but your lovers stay my age" line came on. A true heartbreak masterpiece.
And I was never good at selling jokes, but the punchline goes, I'll get older but your lovers stay my age.
Number 12, Beyonce and JayZ's drama. The night Solange attacked Jay-Z in an elevator became the talk of every tabloid that existed in 2014. Reports emerged that the fight was about Jay-Z, Rachel Roy, and their questionable relationship. The rumors didn't stop there, and continued when Beyonce and Jay-Z went on tour together. However, everything was just one big question mark that later got publicly and artistically resolved when Beyonce released her hit album Lemonade.
Middle fingers up, put 'em hands high, wave it in his face, tell him boy bye.
She essentially confirmed that their marriage had been on the rocks when Jay-Z cheated on her with Becky with the good hair.
He only want me when I'm not there. You better call Becky with the good hair.
Jay-Z also later fessed up in the media and in his music.
I have a beautiful wife who was understanding and knew that I'm not the worst of what I've done.
Number 11, Liberace's sexuality.
We're living in such a permissive world that I don't think anybody really much cares whatever anybody does behind closed doors.
For many years, rumors circulated that legendary musician Liberace was gay. Liberace fought this rumor the best he could by being seen in public dating various women. In 1959, when the Daily Mirror ran an article that suggested he was gay, the singer sued the tabloid for libel and won £8,000.
I think in the 50s, any publicity along those lines was very daring, and it called for a defense.
However, even after ex-lover, Scott Thorson, sued Liberace for palimony, he still refused to admit he was gay.
I didn't get dressed like this to go unnoticed.
Though Liberace never came out during his lifetime, celebrities who knew him, such as Betty White and Debbie Reynolds, later confirmed what people had long suspected.
Can't believe Liberace was gay. And then women loved him. I didn't see that one coming.
Number 10, Macaulay Culkin's violent parent. If you were a movie fan in the 90s, you couldn't avoid seeing this child actor brightening a cinema screen.
You're the only one acting up. Now get upstairs.
With his iconic role as Kevin in Home Alone and his traumatizing funeral in My Girl, Macaulay Culkin became a household name before he was even a teenager. Unfortunately, this successful career came with a price. Rumors soon began circulating that Culkin's father was abusing his power and overworking his young son. In 2018, Culkin appeared on Marc Maron's WTF podcast and confirmed his dad's physical and mental abuse.
I was able to actually walk away from the business. I really wanted to take a break for a while, and eventually, I just was like, I'm done, guys. I hope you all made your money because there's no more coming from me.
Thankfully, he successfully sued to remove his parents' control of his trust fund, but he and his dad have been estranged ever since.
Mom!
Number 9, Lance Armstrong was doping. Lance Armstrong was once known as one of the most respected athletes in the world. However, many were suspicious of his dominating cycling victories.
Lance Armstrong in his first Tour de France. They all said he was too young.
In 2002, the U.S. Postal Service pro cycling team was questioned on whether any of the team used performance-enhancing substances. However, the case was closed for lack of evidence. Fast forward to 2009, when rumors of doping began to circulate once more, after Lance was accused by a former teammate. After a long investigation, Lance finally admitted he began doping when he was just 21.
Did you ever blood dope or use blood transfusions to enhance your cycling performance?
Yes.
The U.S. anti-doping agency eventually called the whole affair, quote, the most sophisticated, professionalized, and successful doping program that the sport has ever seen.
In all 7 of your Tour de France victories, did you ever take banned substances or blood dope?
Yes.
Number 8, Caitlyn Jenner's transition. In 2014, rumors started to circulate that the culturally prominent former athletic star was a transgender woman.
Is that a bunch of malarkey? It's silly. I mean, they've been saying that since the 70s.
These rumors were dismissed by close family members who assured the media it was all nonsense. But in April 2015, she came out as transgender through a highly publicized interview with Diane Sawyer.
I can't do that any longer. So can I take my ponytail out?
In the interview, Jenner told Sawyer about all of the struggles with gender identity she had to go through all of her life. After coming out, Jenner also changed her name to Caitlyn.
Wake up in the morning, be yourself, get dressed, get ready to go out, and just be like a normal person.
Number 7, accusations against Bill Cosby. Given Bill Cosby's wholesome image from movies and TV shows, the accusations against him were a horrifying shock in every way. It all started to come to light in 2014 when stand-up comic Hannibal Buress brought up Bill Cosby's alleged past behavior during a show in Philadelphia.
I can talk down to you because I had a successful sitcom.
When this stand-up segment went viral, it became a story in the public conscience. Soon after, more and more women started coming forward with terrible claims about Cosby.
I was 17, my agent introduced me to him to groom me, to mentor me, to get me ready for show business, and part of that was bringing me to New York City.
He was convicted of aggravated indecent assault in 2013, but then the conviction was later vacated in 2021.
I hope that we are creating a new platform for those people to say, I'm not alone and I don't need to be alone anymore. It wasn't my fault.
Number 6, Prince Charles cheated on Princess Diana.
Flash forward 20 years, he's back in Los Angeles, and they have a secret rendezvous at the Bel Air Hotel that no one knows about.
In 1981, Prince Charles married Lady Diana when she was 20 years old, despite a 13-year age gap.
Behind closed doors, it was widely believed that he wasn't in love with her, and it turned out later he did admit that he was never in love with her.
On the outside, things looked pleasant, but secretly, Charles was having an affair with ex-girlfriend Camilla Parker Bowles. The alleged relationship was written about in the 1992 book, Diana, Her True Story, but in 1994, Charles admitted his misdeed in a documentary.
Charles was actually forbidden to marry Camilla because she was Catholic, and many believe that Diana was forced upon him.
The marriage was also rocked with another affair, this one between Princess Diana and Major James Hewitt.
Another, written in March 1988, says, "You have just left and it all seems very empty here to me, and that includes one bottle of champagne too."
Unable to put their differences aside, the two divorced in 1996, and 1 year later, Diana tragically died in a car crash.
Within the last few moments, the Press Association in Britain, citing unnamed British sources, has reported that Diana, Princess of Wales, has died.
Number 5, Aaliyah's teenage marriage. She's been dubbed the Princess of R&B, but Aaliyah's influence hasn't stopped her from being followed by a rumor for over 25 years.
I'll be waiting there with my tricks, my looks, my hat, just so I'm low-key.
Did she really marry R. Kelly with forged documents when she was underage?
What is the deal with you and R. Kelly? Are you all married or not? No, I'm not married. Robert's doing his thing, I'm doing my thing. He's a great producer, great artist, who I do admire.
Regrettably, the answer is yes. Aaliyah was 15 and Kelly was 27. The marriage was later annulled, and Aaliyah refused to talk about the relationship. Unfortunately, she was tragically killed in a plane crash without ever telling her side of the story. R. Kelly, on the other hand, is paying the price for his many misdeeds, serving 30 years for bribery, sex trafficking, and additional charges. Thankfully, we still have the legacy of Aaliyah's music, which continues to inspire artists to this day. Number 4, Bill Clinton had relations with Monica Lewinsky.
I want you to listen to me. I'm going to say this again. I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
In January 1998, scandal broke when President Bill Clinton was accused of having an affair with former White House intern Monica Lewinsky from 1995 to 1997.
I never told anybody to lie, not a single time, never.
This information was brought to light after secret recordings of Lewinsky talking to a close friend / co-worker about the two were given to Special Prosecutor Kenneth Starr.
Well, that was a bit of a tricky day.
At first, Clinton denied any such relationship, but after a tough summer of investigation, he eventually came clean.
Indeed, I did have a relationship with Miss Lewinsky that was not appropriate. In fact, it was wrong.
In his attempt to cover up the matter, Clinton committed perjury, for which he was impeached by the U.S. House of Representatives.
I misled people, including even my wife. I deeply regret that.
Number 3, Jeffrey Epstein was a predator.
He was known as this sort of Gatsby-like figure of mystery in New York.
While he's now a household name, Jeffrey Epstein didn't make mainstream news until the mid-2000s. For a long time, Epstein was a nondescript owner of a brokerage firm, but around 2005, rumors started spreading that Epstein was a sexual predator. They began in March of that year, when a Florida woman accused Epstein of targeting her stepdaughter. This accusation drew the attention of the FBI, who discovered that Epstein was running an extensive sex ring.
They were politicians, they were businessmen, they were powerful people. It made me think that if I had run and caused a ruckus, the police wouldn't have believed me, they wouldn't have done anything about it.
However, Epstein only spent 1 year in custody after agreeing to a plea deal negotiated by the infamous Alan Dershowitz with state attorney Alexander Acosta. Epstein was famously arrested again in 2019, but died in prison before he could be convicted.
Once again, he had, managed to escape any kind of accountability.
Number 2, Diddy Parties.
Right. You need locks on the doors?
Okay, this is sounding kind of dangerous now.
It's a little kinky, but yeah.
Sean Diddy Combs rose to fame in the 1990s as a rapper and entrepreneur who played a hand in bringing some of the biggest hip-hop and R&B artists of the decade to mainstream audiences. Of course, allegedly beyond these important accolades were extremely dark practices that were alluded to in interviews by various celebrities who have met Diddy over the years.
And then, we have the top 2 floors of the hotel.
And then it will carry on there.
Yeah. No, I mean the after party.
No, I know about them.
In November 2023, an initial lawsuit filed by Cassie Ventura accusing Combs of sexual assault, trafficking, and physical abuse led way to countless other lawsuits from other alleged victims. In the wake of these allegations, many have gone on record about the now infamous Diddy Parties, which has thrown suspicion and concern at many of the celebrities who have attended these events.
I got on a plane at 5:30 a.m. Go to this party. I think half the people there were butt naked.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Harvey Weinstein's predatory practices.
Harvey Weinstein had an incredibly complex machine designed to maintain silence around this.
For decades, producer Harvey Weinstein was a Hollywood titan, but in 2017, bombshell articles in the New York Times and the New Yorker reported dozens of accusations of sexual abuse and assault.
And so we spent many, many weeks and many months trying to get women who had had encounters with Weinstein to tell us their stories.
More and more courageous women came forward, sparking the Me Too movement. In March 2020, Weinstein was sentenced to 23 years behind bars, but rumors had actually circulated for years. Gwyneth Paltrow alluded to Weinstein as being coercive back in 1998.
I do all my movies for Harvey Weinstein. That's Miramax for all of you.
Yeah.
And I'm lucky to do them there, but he will coerce you to do with things.
Other celebrities like Courtney Love and Seth MacFarlane dropped public references, and 30 Rock included not-so-subtle jabs about it.
I'm not afraid of anyone in show business. I turned down intercourse with Harvey Weinstein on no less than 3 occasions out of 5.
It was less rumor and more open Hollywood secret. Justice eventually prevailed, and Weinstein's crimes were finally acknowledged and punished.
Don't ruin your friendship with me for 5 minutes. Please.
But I want to leave.
Okay, goodbye. Thank you.
Which piece of celebrity gossip are you convinced is true? Let us know in the comments. Check out these other clips from Watch Mojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.